Button.
And we are live.
Oh, there we go. Oh, welcome to the Friday night sip and chat. You don't know how difficult it was to get this thing on today. Um, so Mary won't be here this week. She's taking a little hiatus. But we're going to keep it going. We have Doc here, Elle's here. She'll introduce herself. Uh, let's kind of introduce ourselves. How are you doing? How you living?
I'm good. You talking to me? You got to be
Yeah.
talking to me now. Hey guys, how is everybody doing? On my little sip tonight, I'm just drinking some regular old water. I've been in Puerto Rico for about 5 days now, and I've
Woo.
done my share of drinking other stuff. So I'm just trying to wind down with some water tonight.
I hear you.
Just,
I hear you.
yeah, just trying to clean out the system a little bit.
A little bit, huh? All right. Hey, L, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I managed to get on here after a super long day, and again, I don't know how you wrote me into things like this, but we're here, sipping on some water,
Okay.
and
Looks like an
ready.
agua
Let's
day.
go. Huh?
Looks like it's gonna be agua for everybody.
Okay, you got water too, Daryl.
I got water.
Okay,
I'm lying.
water.
I'm lying. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. Left my drink downstairs. Let's see. um,
Mm-mm-mm.
let's jump right into it. We got some current events, ladies.
Yeah, the baby has recently started getting a lot of shows canceled for
Oh,
uh
really?
yeah, he got a lot of shows, not his personal shows, but festival shows and stuff like that. I think we're up to about 7 or 8 right now that
Oh
has
wow.
just backed out because uh, about a week ago he was on stage and he just went into a tirade about uh, individuals with AIDS, and how it comes from homosexuality and people doing inappropriate things to each other in the parking lot and just gayness, and he just went off on a rant, and um, instead of coming back and apologizing, he doubled down, and he
Mm.
doubled down and backed what he said and didn't really give an apology, just kind of explain why he said what he said, and then from there he came back out with a triple down and
Oh my
explained
God.
why he did and said what he said. And he's like, oh, I got high class gay people who agree with what I said. So
Oh
that
my
didn't go well.
goodness.
And then finally here we are a week later, and whoever his publicist is finally was able to speak and send out a appropriate message. But at this point it's a little too late because people have been backing out of concerts left and right.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So instead of uh I don't even want to say backing down because I guess they look at that as a negative thing if you have to quote unquote back down. But instead of doing some damage control, he just made it worse. It
He
sounds
made it
like.
worse. And my thing is, you didn't even read the room of which you were in. Like, you had all
Mm-hmm.
these people in your comment section saying, hey, your statements were homophobic. Here's why they were homophobic. His rant about AIDS was inappropriate and wrong. Just
Mm-hmm.
absolutely wrong on how you contract
Wow.
AIDS and uh, the things that people have to go through with AIDS. So it's like you you didn't you didn't even listen to your audience once they said, "Hey, this is not right." And
Mm-hmm.
even if you felt the way that you felt, you still could have issued an apology based off the fact that you hurt people's feelings, or
Mm-hmm.
and you misunderstood and gave out wrong information about
Mm-hmm.
something as serious as AIDS is.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's terrible. I have to go look into something and see what he said.
Yeah, it
I'm
was awful.
curious.
It was
But
curse word and lip like rampant.
Wow.
it's crazy. It's crazy, I think, because and this is where ignorance is kind of taking over. People don't know things. They're going off of not facts, and they're just saying these things that they kind of believe or think that are true that are not true. And all she just said was,
Mm-hmm.
"I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a mistake."
Right.
And I would like to learn, like you said, if his fans telling him, hey, this is what it is, then he should be able to say, oh, okay, and learn from that. But it sounds like he didn't even take their help.
Mm-hmm.
He
Exactly.
Right.
Not
just
at all. He
found it.
just said,
Yeah, he didn't take the opportunity to even, like you said, Daryl, just be like, okay, all right, what I said was wrong. You
Word.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
since he
Now
has
I
a
see
huge
what I
audience.
said. Yeah. Now I see what I said was wrong. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to learn, and I'm going to donate this to AIDS or whoever else, LGBTQ, just to help, help sweeten the pot a little bit. But not
Mm-hmm.
him.
exactly.
That's
Mm-hmm.
not what he want to do. And what else we
Apparently
have? What else we
not.
have out there? Anything else? Any other?
We got Dr. Dre's daughter, 38 years old,
Oh, I did see
out in
Gotcha.
the
that.
street.
Mm-hmm.
She's homeless right now. She's not necessarily saying, hey, I need help from him. She's like, hey, I'm gonna go find a job at FedEx or something. But the internet is giving Dr. Dre the business. And there's two different sides to it. Like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you have all this money, you should help her. That's what a lot of people are saying. And then the other side is like, no, she's grown. She's 38 years old. Y'all had a strained relationship. Once you're grown, your parents don't owe you anything at that point. I
Mm-hmm.
would love to hear what y'all thoughts are.
Yeah, I don't
I
necessarily
saw this
agree to
on
that.
I saw this too on somebody's post, and they were saying that there were both people looking at both sides, and one person said that she said that he was giving her an allowance until like a year ago.
Oh wow, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I did see that. And so I saw that a couple of places. I don't know if it's right or not, or if it's truth, but supposedly she also said that in her comments that her dad had been giving her an allowance until about a year ago. And I mean, that kind of changes the picture.
Oh,
If
it
he's
changes
been,
big time.
yeah, if he's been
Does
helping
it?
you up until last year, what have you been doing with
Right.
your money?
So then that kind of doesn't change the picture, because it's like if you if you are helping this person by giving them money, and then you spend money, they don't have any job or anything, I don't like you're really leaving them out there, right? Because if you're helping them, then you stop the help. Why'd you stop the help? Unless there was a contract, something in place to say, look, I'm gonna help you for a time. Then after that time, you should be able to save up, or you should But if you just stop if you stop it out of nowhere.
Or if I'm giving you money and I keep telling you, hey, all right, I'm giving you money now. I need you to do this, that, and the other thing. Pay your bills.
Yeah.
If you're messing up the money every time I give it to you, like how are you homeless if I'm giving you money every
Gotcha.
month or whatever?
Facts.
And you know what I would say? I guess since she's not really complaining about it and saying he's a bad dad or anything like that, she understands that this is her. Like, he did set me up in a position to win, and I didn't take it, and save or do right by the money. And now this is why I'm in this situation. Maybe that's what it.
I'm gonna question that because, as a parent, especially as a parent who is a business owner and who has made a way for himself, do you then not? Is it not your responsibility to turn around and make sure that your kids are following almost like you're saying footsteps? Are you teaching them how to go out on their own and be on their own? Or are you simply throwing money at them, and whatever they want to do with their money, is what they want to do? And then you get somebody who's 38 years old and you still giving them allowance and they still have nothing to show for it because all you've done is giving them money.
Yeah,
Well, it's
that's
tough.
true.
it's tough as a parent sometimes, right? Because you want to do those things, but again, you know, with the amount of money he has, you know, he probably was always just parenting by giving money. Maybe he wasn't really there to show her how he gained his fortune. I don't know how close he is with his daughter. I don't know anything about, you know, the child. I don't know anything about their relationship.
Did y'all see that?
Whoa.
So that
The
light
wind
bulb
just
will
blew the lamp on me.
burn hole in your forehead. So we don't know. I don't know what the relationship they have, but like I said, it doesn't seem like the daughter is like is kind of have a negative look on the situation. Like I said, she's not looking at anything from her dad. Maybe her dad is really trying to put her in position to do something. So, you know, it doesn't like she's like, oh, dad give me money and he's a millionaire. So that's tough though. I couldn't see my daughter homeless, especially if I'm a billionaire.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I'm looking to that some more. I want to talk about that. But I think a parent is a parent forever, so my daughter wouldn't be homeless. I might be upset. She might be misappropriating the money, but still gonna be. I'm not happy.
Absolutely.
I'm going to. I'm going, especially when it's not like it's hurting him. Well, I don't know. I can't count the chips. Well, yeah. Well, but where is this now? Is her mother the one the one he just got the divorce from? Do we know that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
She just got. Because why are we not talking about her? She just got a whole bunch of money too, so she can help out.
Right? Even I think all of them women probably got a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, we need to talk about both of them or whoever it is.
Yeah, the mothers and the fathers.
Yeah. That's great.
I mean, unless it's a lesson, you know, if it's a lesson, you know, I've been setting you up and telling you to get yourself together and you don't. It's like, all right, this is a lesson right now.
There.
Yeah, I can't have a lesson. My daughter living out of a car. That's not a lesson I'm going to have her have. Okay, we have lessons, but we're not going to go that far. Hey, I'm gonna teach you. You're gonna live in the car for a while. Yeah. That's
tough love, Daryl. Tough love.
Oh no, that's past tough. That's ridiculous love. That's I don't know what that is. I'm my mansion and she could be in the car. No, I don't think we can do that.
She could park her car in the driveway of the mansion.
We might downgrade to like she's gonna have one of the little houses, you know, a house with one room or something. You gotta live in one room. But we ain't doing anything. Any other current event to think about? No,
nothing off the top of my head.
Okay. So we're gonna jump right into this tonight. Hey Bruce.
Hey Neil, how you doing?
So we're gonna jump right into tonight. We're gonna I don't know who brought this up. I don't know who.
What?
I don't know who brought
Did
this
you just
up.
say you don't know who brought this up?
I don't know.
No,
who
you
would
did
think
not
of
just say that.
I don't know who would think of something like this. I don't know. So
The lies we tell.
Sometimes we just go too far. I think with these things. So we want to talk about the benefits of sister wives. Would this work for you? What do you think? What are some benefits of a sister wife? Look at Doc. He checked out. He said she ain't doing with this. So what are the benefits of a sister wife? Talk to me.
I can't. I don't know. Listen, I'm not well versed on this. When I heard what the topic was, I said, okay, let me look some stuff up because I truly don't know. So in looking things up, some of the benefits that I Googled. Trust and believe I Googled this.
Okay, what you got?
Is there are extra hands around. So division of labor. So you
Okay.
can get somebody else to do some of the heavy lifting around the household. That's what I'm assuming. Listen, I don't know. You tell me some of the benefits of a brother husband or something.
So we got extra labor.
Yeah.
Division of, so that's one. Listen, extra hands is always good, right? Somebody will help out around the house, cuts down on one person's duty, they can split it in half. That right there, time saving. Right? Dishes get done like this. That's a big benefit of a system.
And a brother husband.
Half the time.
You got somebody to hand you tools. You know what I'm saying?
So we got to stick to one at a time, so we can't just keep jumping. So we're talking to your wife right now.
Okay.
And the benefits of having it, like I said, I think there's a lot of benefits. You always got a babysitter. You know, you just think about it. There's less stress on one person's private areas because you got two, so one gets a break. So you might have one Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. But this keeps the relationship good. Everything, nobody too stressed out. You know, if you have a headache, cool. I'm going to the other one. Like, it definitely has a lot of benefits. It seems like everyone will be happy, right?
I don't know if that's true.
Oh, really? I'm telling you as a man, it'll be true. I'm telling you it'll be true. So when you have an attitude, guess what? I'm gonna talk to the other one. Hey, good talk to her, right?
So you're saying if you're going through something with one, it doesn't even have to be resolved because you could just go ahead and go to the other one.
Well, no, if it's something to deal with us, that's different. But I mean, if she's just going through something, she has a moment, whatever. Hey, you take time. You need time. Take all the time you need. I'm good. I'm gonna be over here with. I'm good. So we don't have to worry about.
No sense of being consoled by you, or no emotional support. You go ahead and do it by yourself. I'll be back.
Sometimes people need to be alone, right? Time you just space.
What?
Wow.
Right. So now people need their space. Okay, I know people need their space every time. Hey, we kiss on the forehead. You'll be all right. I'm gonna go to the room. I'll see you later. Listen, have you? We're just talking about some benefits here, okay? It seems like there's a lot more benefits.
So another benefit that again Google is pulling financial resources, so you have extra money coming in via an additional person. And I'm gonna say person because I'm not gonna sit here and go through the sister wives, because literally they show you the name for brother husbands and all this other stuff as well. So just having an added person.
It's called a unicorn because it doesn't exist.
No, it's called.
So listen.
Is that because men won't do it?
So I mean, since you guys want to fast forward to the other side, I personally don't see that, and this is me. I don't see how it works with two men. I just don't. I just don't. So
So why do you think it's just automatically common for women to be okay with this?
I don't know if it's common. I just know that for me, I know I would be okay. I'll be okay with two women. I wouldn't be okay with another guy.
I mean, but really, could you really support a relationship with two women? Physically, emotionally, financially, all those things.
Well, I think you need to make sure you could do all those things first before you get into it, right? I think that's a prerequisite, right? I think how this works. It's not my lifestyle, but I would think you would need those things because I mean, finance is already an issue. So finance with one woman's a problem. Now, if you got two women talking about you don't never take me out, that's a real problem. Take my take.
Yeah. I would think so.
That's a headache. You know what I mean?
Right. And then you run into the issue where, okay, then you got jealousy amongst the women or men in the relationship. Who's the favorite? Who gets more attention? Why they get more attention to me? Yada yada yada.
Well, you're getting more attention because you learned you're nicer. So that don't even act like you know. See, look, there it is.
Wow.
I mean, if you can read the room, you can see you're doing wrong. So again, if you're having all these, if you don't know how to listen, I'm like, listen, look at your sister, act more like her. She has it.
Unreal.
So you talk about turning some women into some Stepford wives.
Hey, no, what I'm saying, you can have your own personality, but your personality stinks. So you act more like her, so we can get this.
So what if the first wife is the one with the stinky personality?
Oh, well, either one. Hey, you need to act like the new one, or you need to act like the old one. It's going to be a model in the house.
Wow.
It's going to model behaviors in the house, I would think. I mean, because I don't think you're doing this to really have two women get on your nerves. Like if one's enough. So if you have two, crazy.
I mean, they got something that has several wives, 3 and 4. Hey.
Yes. And I've seen that too. And I mean, I would think that, and it's funny because some of them don't even have money like that, but they might live more like off the land, or they'd be like, it's weird. Because I would think financially you would have to be stable, but I see some people just buying anything. And I don't know how you can do 3. I don't know. 2 is tough. 3, just that's 4 house that, you got to cater to or whatever the case may be. That just seems very, very, it seems like a difficult, and it seems like a job itself. I'm tired.
One of my main questions is, how are we picking the other people? Do you just come home with extra people and say, hey, I want to make her a sister, right? Or is it my decision? Or like who makes the decision? Who brings in the third person?
So what I think is that it could go either way. Situations where one person will come home like, listen, this is what we're doing now. Either you with it or you're not with it. Either way, it's got to be an adjustment. See, again, well, it seems like a that's something you'd want, like a fantasy. But
I would think that there would have to be some conversations several conversations long before someone is chosen.
Okay.
That's what I would think, because I don't even know if I was going to do something like that, if I would want my man to pick.
Right. Like, to me, like you need to develop some type of rapport with them just as much as he does.
Yes. And I think that's even more important than him developing something with her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and are there rules to this? I don't know. I would assume that there's some type of rules to this.
Yeah, I would think so.
Because that's crazy. And my thing is once you bring in children into it, with you got children by several different women. How can you be giving them all depending on the number, how are you giving them all the attention? How is that being split up? You talking about
Mm,
multiple wives. What about multiple children amongst
mhm,
multiple wives? And are they respecting the wives, or is it just like a free fall?
mhm. Yeah, and what are you telling the children if you and your significant other has a child or two, and then you move someone else into the house that's sleeping in the bedroom with
Right. How do you I want to be a fly on the wall during that discussion.
you?
How did that discussion start?
Yes, what do you tell your kids? Like, we got a new partner. A
And you
lot
got
of tough discussions.
absolutely. Even bringing in a step person between the monogamous relationship and the kids that's not yours is a difficult thing to do, because you
Mhm.
always have the factor of that's not my mom or that's not my
Mhm.
dad, so the respect
Mhm.
level is still not there.
Mhm. We can't
That's one
hear
thing
you,
I
Daryl.
saw. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's one thing I saw. They said that the kids fight. So if you have kids from the different,
We can't hear you. What happened? Nope, nothing.
You're
We
still
could hear
muted.
you for a minute, and then it went off. But if we're talking about you said you saw some benefits online, and
Yeah,
they were talking about financial benefits, division of labor benefits.
right. So
Okay.
along those lines, it says like, hey, we got extra. You have an extra person contributing to your household. But
Okay.
so again, my question would be, you know, there's always some type of level of hierarchy there.
Hmm.
So if you're expecting me to share household duties with somebody who is, I don't want to job shame here, but let's say they're making significantly a lot less than I am,
Hmm.
and they have less work hours. There's no way I'm gonna come home and still do the same amount of chores with somebody else or household duties with somebody else. And that's just a breeding ground for resentment right there.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
Because we already have conversations between men and women about home chores and domestic duties and who makes more and stuff like that. Now you're bringing a third party into that pot. So while okay, I can understand you have extra money coming in, but is the extra money worth the extra
can you
headache
hear me
that could
now?
possibly go? Yes.
Yes.
Is the extra
No.
money? Yes.
Yes.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, unless we bring this person in and make them do everything.
Right. And at that point,
N-
you're just a hired
no.
maid with extra benefits. I
Right.
agree.
Yeah.
Such, that's such a woman view thing.
Hey,
Huh?
listen.
You guys need to share the labor. Share the
What?
labor.
What we
No,
bringing you in here for?
exactly. Especially if you're not pulling the
To
same
help.
type of weight as everybody else. Help what? If I'm still going to work,
To help.
if all the
Like,
home domestic duties still need to be done.
Hmm.
What are you
right.
here for?
You split them. She's taking half your work. She's taking she's taking half your work. Just talking about you're just being greedy. You want to do all your work. She, now I
No.
would think that if she didn't, if there was one that didn't work, I think she would maintain the house. That should be her, her full time job.
No, because
it
then
didn't work. I get that. That makes sense.
now I'm resentful because we have a third person here who doesn't work, who's not bringing any added income. All they're simply doing is household domestic duties that were getting done anyway beforehand, and now they're an extra mouth to feed, clothe, and carry forth. So what's the benefit other than?
So if wait a minute, time.
And are
if
we
you're
on the
doing that
same?
work,
And are we on the same even ground? Because a lot of the issues that they say in this is people becoming resentful and jealousy.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, so that would be my main thing. How can you avoid the jealousy? You know, how could you avoid that? Like you said, that would be very. That's why I think it just brings a lot more issues to the table. But I think you guys would really have a real discussion and just be able to handle that life. You know, it's just tough. I think it's a tougher life. Look, it sounds good on paper. It sounds good in theory. It sounds good when you're talking to your boys. Like, yo, we got 2 girls. Yo. But then when it comes down to it, I think it's not that way.
It's not as sexy as it sounds.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
I was
Like,
reading
yo,
something
man,
where they were saying that people come into that lifestyle as a way to be able to cheat without really quote unquote cheating.
Mm-hmm.
But they said that that's the wrong way to try to come into that lifestyle, because you need to be able to be monogamous in the first place. Wow. To be able to do something like that, you have to have a certain level of maturity, is what they were talking about. So it's not a way for you to be cheating, because if you're going to be cheating, you'll be cheating on those 2 too.
Exactly, and that's how you end up with 8 sister wives. And 24 kids. And right. You don't know. You can't take care of 2 is the problem. Let's talk about it.
Yes. Well, and if you go into it just so you can have
jobs, you're good.
If you're going into it just so you can have sex with more women, then you already going into it for the wrong reason.
Absolutely, Ruth. I agree.
So you know, I never thought that. Yeah, what are you going into it for? Is the question. You know, what is your mindset going into it? It would really have to be other than you just want another woman. Because that's all I can. Like I said, have another woman, but I can't. What would be, like I said, splitting all that? It's just tough enough with 2 people, adding 3 people to a relationship. That is, you know, it just seems real tough. Is there counseling for that? Is there counseling for those type of relationships, Doc?
I'm sure there is. I don't do it, but I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's throuple counseling somewhere.
Hey, listen. Yeah, hey, look, my sister right in, because we just need her to communicate better.
You and your sister wives need to be communicating somewhere else.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I've never done that, but it would be interesting, I think, just to try to figure out what they're thinking, because I and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that everyone goes into it knowing what they're really getting into.
They can't. Also, is it even legal?
I'm thinking about it. What do you mean legal? You can be with who you want to be. You can date many people you want to.
No.
I mean, marry all of them technically.
Right. So the people who's not technically married to this person, if they're who you're depending on, when they pass away or whatever the case may be, where does that leave you? Because all of it goes to whoever they legally married.
Right.
You just better hope she keep you on.
You gotta keep that sisterhood going.
Right, yes.
What you're saying is you got to be nice to your sister. Soon as you start getting sick, you better be real nice to your sister.
For real. Man.
Wow.
But I would, I think that would be an interesting counseling session, just to see if everybody is even on the same page, because they might not be on what they're thinking the benefits are of this particular situation.
Man.
So I'm just trying to jump
talk
ahead.
to us about it. Talk to us, Daryl.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I told you I can't talk to you about the brother husband because it don't make sense to me.
They can't. But why not? I mean, if it's benefits to the sisterhood, there has to be benefits to the brotherhood.
Let's talk about it.
Because it doesn't have to be anything. I see no benefits in it.
What I'm saying is, if we can adultly, participate in this, you can participate as well.
We can't adultly participate in whatever you just said. I told you it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to us, but we will at least entertain an answer.
Right.
Hey, real quick, let's introduce. Hey, Camp, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How is everyone?
Hey, Camp.
Good. Hi, Camp.
Good.
Hi.
How are you? Are you okay?
I'm good. Thankfully, I was in the car and not getting out, but today was crazy. But I'm good.
Okay. Good. So they're talking about some fiction, some belief, brother, husband. Hey, what did they have a name for it? You said?
Yeah, it's instead of polyamorous, it's angry or polyangry. Hold on one second.
Polyandry.
Got you.
Yeah, there it is.
Polyandry.
Yep.
Polyandry. Yeah.
It's
yes.
Called, it sounds like a long night from body. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know, Daryl. I think I can think of more benefits to that than sister wives.
Facts.
No, you can't. That's a lie. There are. I really don't see any benefits in it, right? Because
what you mean?
So
you got somebody to play basketball with.
You got somebody
that hangs
so now
tools.
Yeah, he could go fishing with you.
Absolutely.
First of all, ain't nobody doing that with me. So, and then this is the thing. So,
but the sister wives gotta go shopping together. They gotta cook together. They gotta clean together.
Absolutely.
Necessarily, but
that makes sense. I can't see. First of all, there got to be an alpha in the house, or you've got two betas. Then what do you have in your house anyway? So there got to be one alpha, and alpha, I don't want no other beta around. So I don't see how it works. It has to be really. It would have to look really strange to me. Unless one dude was like 107 and he was a millionaire paying for him. That's the only way it could work. I can't see any other scenarios. So,
there would have to be two very secure alphas.
There's no such thing. There's only one alpha in the pack.
There's no such thing as a secure alpha. I believe that.
No, there's only one alpha. So you're going to secure your position as top dog. Alphas don't share. I'm not sharing.
Okay.
So like I said, if he's 107 and he's paying all the bills, it'll work. That'll work.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Other than that, it ain't working.
Okay.
So
maybe not.
Please tell me how it could work. Tell me from a woman's point of view. I'm telling you, I don't see it working. what would be benefits for a woman?
Pretty much the same benefits it would be
Thank
to
you.
have two women. You know, you have somebody, you have two guys
No.
catering to you.
No.
You have more finances in the household. You probably get more work done in the household because them honeydew lists will be getting done by somebody.
Absolutely.
Do lists don't get done.
You can't get work. You can't get work when you're in a room all the time. You usually sore. Get you ice. Get some ice.
What?
And you go. long nights. That's what it's going to be. Long nights.
I don't know. When I think about it, I just think about
yeah.
boyfriend.
What's that?
Say again?
When I just think about it, I don't necessarily know if two alphas could work in one woman because I just keep thinking about the best scenario would be a husband and a boyfriend versus two husbands in the same household. I don't know. I think it could work, but I don't know. I just don't fully see it.
It couldn't work. It can't work. Like I said, it would. I don't know. And again, it's just me, and I don't know. So obviously it works for some people. I think people do it. Got a name for it. Maybe some people out there doing it. I just don't see as a man me having another man in the house, allowing them to be with the woman and things of that nature. Like, I mean, if he was like a or something like that and couldn't do anything, have money all day, we're good.
Well, hold up. On the show Sister Wives, didn't they all have like their own house? And he just went from house to house.
Okay.
So it could happen the same way. You just have a brother or a husband over there and one over there, and she just bounce house to house.
So had two husbands but had two different houses, and they just And you
That's
were
it.
Yeah, I mean,
not for me, but I'm saying that's how it could work.
And two husbands want to share you. Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
I think one of the differences is that in the sister wives situation, if they're all living together, I think the man expects the women to sleep with each other too. Whereas it would be good if he didn't. It would be good if he didn't. But I would think, just from the stories I've seen, that's something that the man likes.
I don't think he would want to do that either. Because that is dynamic to one. You don't want them teaming up. You want to keep them separated. Can't let them get too close.
Well, if they're in the same household, you don't think they're going to get close anyway?
So you're saying just because two women in the same household, they got to get down like that? I'm not a woman, so I'm just saying. I'm just wondering.
I'm saying, I'm not saying that they're going to get down with each other. What I'm saying is, if you're going to have two people that's in the household anyway, they're not going to be friends or be close to each other anyway.
Oh, well,
are you talking about separate households?
The digmatism is going to help them not to try to join up against you. That's the difference.
So separate households.
Okay.
Okay.
So they don't team up against you.
You gotta keep.
You don't want that. But it depends on what culture, I guess, background, because a lot of times from the shows, from watching Sister Wives for 10 years, and other shows, and just knowing some people in the lifestyle, a lot of times the Sister Wives are emotionally connected and become really. Sometimes they don't, but they tend to have separate relationships with the husband.
Gotcha.
And but it depends on your background and your culture and how you decide to do it. If they
sister wives are kind of like they kind of bond with each other and give each other maybe the most. It's like that emotional, I guess, whatever needs to have emotionally, they take care of among each other.
Yes, and a lot of times, sometimes
is that what we're saying, kind of, sort of.
And right, and just looking at it, sometimes the sister wife, if you go talk to the sister wife about something, you can't necessarily feel like you can talk to the husband about right away. She kind of is that listening ear as well. And it's like, you might not want to do that because
Gotcha.
each relationship is different, even if they do live in the same household. Like, I don't see a husband being exactly the
See,
same.
look at
with
that. Another advantage because you don't. Look at that. A good advantage. You don't have to hear them nag. They can nag to each other.
You know what?
Ding.
I would agree with that. Emails. Yeah. You be like, what did you say? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I get that.
Hey, go talk to your sister about that. What'd you say? Sister. See, that's perfect. You go talk to her sister when they start nagging and complaining about something. Hey, go talk to your sister about that.
And sometimes I've seen can actually give decent advice to where you don't, hang yourself like, so you're just not going down the drain. Well, you can actually be focused on whatever you need assistance with, whether it be childcare, raising kids.
So this is a question. Yeah. This is a question I do, and I didn't see it and it just came to mind. In these relationships, and I don't know if anybody knows if I wonder if there's any studies that or anything that shows up, do men still cheat in these type of relationships? And the other one is a unicorn.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's how you get the third sister wife.
Would they
and the fourth.
But that's not cheating. That's called hiring.
I mean,
okay.
A lot of times when they get the itch,
when
they be like, I
accept an application.
When they get the itch, they start looking for another wife, or they be like, I prayed, and this is what our family should go in, the direction our family should go in.
It is very interesting because I wonder what are what are you come into it with, and is there a cap on women? Because I mean, once you allow one, it's like chips. Can you just have one? I'm gonna have another one. So I wonder if how that works. And is there another, like, we're not going past 5. It just I think you open a weird door up when you're doing that. And then even if you look at the other way, could a woman could she have 3 brother husbands, but call her 4 brother husbands? Woo, she ain't never gonna sleep. We're gonna be Maury every time. We ain't gonna know who the daddy is on that one. But that would, like, how would that look for a woman to have 4 brother husbands, or whatever we're calling it? Unicorns. We call it unicorns. One have 4 unicorns. It doesn't happen. Is that even
I mean, if she's secure in herself, she don't care what it look like.
Correct.
Pretty much.
Right. And then I can't see it as a guy. I can't see me being like, I'm gonna be forced tonight. Like, what? No, that just doesn't make sense. Doesn't. Yeah, that just doesn't sound right. But
I mean, I don't think it is a little different, but not much different than you dating someone who you know is dating other people.
True.
Who dates people?
Dating around
people.
Huh? What you say?
Who dates people? Who dates people who are dating other people? What are we talking about?
Lots of people. Lots of people. That's where that saying comes from. I'd rather have a piece of you than none of you.
Right.
People do it all the time.
What kind of saying? What saying? I ain't never heard that before in my life. What the hell, old kitty?
It's just like you rotate.
I have a piece of you than none of you. Wait a minute. If everybody getting a piece.
Main chick and just the number 2 and number 3, you kind of rotate.
Yeah.
Whoever's available.
Yeah.
But I mean, dating is a little different because you kind of, like, you don't know. You kind of, what I mean? You can kind of, but if it's in your face, it's different. Like, if I know, like, when you leave this room, you're going to go to the next room, that's a problem.
Well, just because you dating don't mean you sleeping with everybody.
Hey, look, I'm trying to work here. But that's fine. That's a good girl. Good girl. Don't sleep with everybody. Just give it to me.
You can date several
but
people,
what I'm saying is, yeah, I guess if we in these relationships, is somebody not getting something? are you holding out on somebody? Because that would be,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like if you're in this sister wife type thing, I think it's more the word sister wife. I think is an expectation there, right? I think that changes everything to me. So
It changes the game.
I think. What you say, Lee?
No, I was asking what you said.
I think that it says it gives almost kind of like a duty to it, saying a sister wife. So you want these, whatever you think a wife is supposed to give, you're bestowing upon both of these women. So I think it would have to be a thing that would be they would access to pretty regularly, I would think.
No, and again, that's where a lot of jealousy and this one is not getting as much attention as the other one. That's where all this breeds from, because there's no way that you can give your attention and spread it. You can barely spread your attention to one person the way that they want it and need it. How are you going to do that between 2, 3, 4? It's not even feasibly possible. Add kids to that equation, and it's even worse. Because now you got kids who's like, oh, daddy's over there tonight, but I have a baseball game today that you can't be at because you're over there with the other sister. Exactly.
I also
feasible. There's not little Johnny, just know I ain't coming. I ain't coming to your baseball game.
But I also look at
now I'm thinking about it too. Say if one is a little older than the other. Say you get one that's younger, then I can see jealousy that way too. One up in age and one is younger, and you're paying attention to the younger one. I can see that being a problem too.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
So I can definitely see jealousy. Well, we're talking about jealousy, like maybe if you had one that was older than the other one, and the younger one got a little bit more attention, or you feel got a little bit more attention, and that could definitely breed some jealousy in there. Or say if he gets somebody totally different than you, would that be a problem? Like, well, if that's what he wants, if they look totally different than you do. I think I heard someone say something like that. They look totally different, and they're like, well, obviously I'm not what he wants if he's going after this, which is not necessarily true.
Well, people change.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They may want you, but as men and women get older, if you're accepting of him having another wife, a sister wife into the fold, then that's what comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I've seen like a sister wife is not introduced until they've been married 10, 15, 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So a sister wife is not always introduced at the beginning. But that might not be the family's belief system or what they want to do at the moment when they first get married or before that. So,
how does that first conversation go? And who's bringing home the sister wife?
Okay, so I've seen where the wife, the first legal wife, and the husband, they go looking together. Like they go out to bars, go to restaurants, get on these dating websites. They have a joint account together, and they put it out there that they're looking for a sister wife.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then they have to agree together to date that person or to court that person. So with the courting, there's not always the same stuff you do with like dating. You still go out, you might hold hands, have an emotional attachment, but a lot of them don't kiss or don't have sex until they feel like they can take it to another level. They introduce them to the family, they court them for a while, they introduce them to the family, and it looks different whether they have kids or not. But yes, and sometimes the sister wives, the potential sister wives they're dating have kids. So that's another element. If the potential sister wife has kids, it's like a blending of family.
Oh, bro. So I couldn't imagine.
How you explain that to your kids?
Yeah.
How you explain that to your kids is what we're doing now.
They sit up from what I've seen, people sit them down. Huh? That would be hard, but people have set their kids down and talk to them. At first, you know how you're dating somebody and you're like, oh, this is, like, this is Uncle so and so, this is Aunt so and so,
Mhm.
and then they start seeing them, and you be like, do you remember such and such, Uncle so and so? We're together, and that type thing. They kind of introduce them like a play aunt and uncle, and then they slowly bring them into the fold.
Hmm.
Who's doing it now?
Have
Kids
you-
got a weird view of relationships because you're dating your uncle.
I know, but that's how, you know, when they say, oh, this
Please
is
don't do
this
that.
is our friend.
I hate when they do that, when parents
This is-
do that.
Yeah, this is our
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah,
They're not
that's
just
weird.
simply a friend.
Mm-mm-mm. Have you heard of
Yeah,
situations where
that's weird.
the sister wife comes into the relationship and no one sleeps with her? Like husband don't sleep with her, wife don't sleep with her. She's a sister wife, but not sexually active in the relationship.
Ooh.
She's a maid.
Yes, I did
Right,
hear that.
and the
It's called
nanny. I mean,
I asked because I can't see why you would do that, and she's only sleeping with one person. I don't understand why you would bring another woman into your relationship to sleep with your man unless you're deciding that you're going to sleep with her too.
but for what I've seen,
Uh-huh.
go ahead.
No, you got it.
Oh, from what I've seen some women, they feel in their heart that they're called to have somebody else in their household, and that their husband should benefit from that, and the family as a whole will benefit from the other woman being in the family, even though that's bringing somebody to sleep with your husband or your man,
Right.
whatever.
I
Wow.
don't know
It's
what kind
about
of calling that is.
it's about the overall benefit of the family.
Oh, so
It
so
sounds like it's about the
procreate.
overall benefits to the man.
True to that too.
I mean, that wasn't the intended. That's like an unintended. It was intended to be that way. But thank you.
What? That would be my thought if I'm with someone that suggested that. I'd be like, really? So you can have somebody else to sleep with? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's
That's. I mean,
But
I don't
you can
know.
have
Now,
somebody
if you
clean
want to
for
bring,
you.
if
See,
you want to bring in a
you're
sister
missing the
wife
point.
and let me bring in a sister husband, we can talk.
But you know
See, now you're
what?
talking crazy.
A brother
You're talking
husband.
crazy
No,
again.
Okay, sister
I like what
husband,
Doc
brother
said.
You're talking crazy again. Okay. Listen.
See, now I'm
If
talking
you're bringing
crazy.
a-
Now we
No,
talking
but
crazy when we
personally-
want to benefit ourselves.
Exactly.
And, I mean, if you're really talking about a benefit, I think a sister wife would be more beneficial than a brother husband, because I think just women do more, and you'll like have more stuff done that you want done.
Your
So-
husband will be done.
I guess the husband will be done, but into what I'm looking at as a wife and a mother and having these kids, like, come on through and clean and help me cook and do some other stuff.
Hey,
I don't know
Hey,
about
look,
the husband,
you were-
but
you were looking for time like that TV series. You got all the time you want. I'm gonna be up here with sister wife. You can go watch the TV. Look, it's freeing up time for you. Like
Correct.
you got a lot of free time now. You got as much. You know what I mean? So you want to take up knitting or something? Go take up your little hobby.
I do like
I'm
to
good.
knit. Yeah.
There you go. Look,
Uh-huh.
now you got
Yeah.
time to knit. You feel me?
And time
You want to
sleep.
try
No,
new
and time to
recipes?
sleep.
You got it. You got it.
Mhm.
You want to sleep in more? Go ahead, sleep in. We got it. We is good.
Yes.
We is great.
Uh-huh.
Listen, it's just a way to help everybody out. We're gonna bring this woman in to help everything. Everything gets helped out. Everything becomes better. You get more time. You have to clean less. You get back down there. That thing's to cool off sometimes. Look, it's perfect.
Sounds good. I got somebody else too to bring
Yeah, I
in.
know
This.
just-
He
for
gonna
me-
help out with the finances. He gonna do all the fixing stuff that I need done around the house. You don't have to do none of that. You can
Right.
chill. You don't have to clean the garage on the weekends. He'll take care of that.
He'll take me on trips when you got to work and can't take time
That's
off.
right. Yes. Yes.
You'll be taking pictures. I bring back a souvenir.
I said I think this would work. It can work as long as you never see him, and he just sends money to the house.
So as long as he pays the bills of the house, that don't.
Yeah, he
Nah.
he can send all. He can pay all the bills he wants. Cash at me, however what he can pay. He just can never come around until I could ever see him. I think that works. I think it works. See, we found a way for a unicorn to work. A unicorn can work. And once he's working from a whole nother situation, he never comes around. We shouldn't even know his name. We shouldn't know his name. I just know his Cash App tag. That's what I should know.
So that means he can live on the next block. As long as you don't see him.
I don't care where he lives. No, as long as we don't see him. I said us. We can't see him.
But what happens when I need him to come over to put up that shelf I've been asking you to put up for 2 months?
Hello?
I'll get to it. Have
him put it up when he's not home.
I got it.
That's all he has to get done.
I told you I got it. Don't get put out, okay? Don't get put out. If you put it up, you getting put out.
Waiting another month for it to get
It's
done.
cool. I got somewhere else to go.
Right.
Wait a minute, he said if the shelf get put up, you get put out.
Basically. But you can go to the
You got
next
to
block.
go. Hey, have fun. Have fun. I got another wife here already.
Messed
We're
up.
gonna build another harem.
Oh, but just know the kids got
So, and I guess the last thing, they got to take kids with you. The last thing we're talking. How do you get out of these things? Like, can you divorce
Yeah, that's
one
a
wife?
good question.
What does that look like? Now I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything about that. But what is it like when is it a? Do you have a meeting with everybody? You vote her off? Like, how does it work? Yeah.
You heard it.
A lot of times, one of them are disgruntled.
You're not really working out. Your cleaning was subpar. Meal good. Head wasn't really good. So you are the.
But what if the new person and the husband decide that you're the one that have to go, and they vote you off?
Wow.
That means
Wow.
I guess you'd be getting a legal divorce, and he'll be legally marrying the second wife, the sister wife.
Right. But you got to make sure that you're the.
Oh, you saying is that?
You got to make sure
it's
that
good to be the first wife.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that you're the first wife, the legal wife,
legal wife,
the one that's in the courts in paper written down. That wife, because the other ones you really don't have anything but hey, we're together and I'm calling you my sister wife. There's no paperwork on you, nothing.
However,
I have a question. I have a question.
Go ahead.
When you guys have shows and you have sister wives, is it usually one person you're married to one, and the other marriages are like, maybe more just a spiritual marriage, not on paper? Is that how it works, or are they all more of a spiritual marriage on paper?
So I know when one of the shows, like the first wife is a legal married wife, and the rest of the wives is wives spiritually. But with a black couple that was doing it, he didn't marry the first wife or the second wife, but the first wife, they're both spiritual, but she actually changed her last name to his last name. But they weren't legally married.
Okay.
Now I know a lot of states have common law marriages.
Right.
So does that hold up if he's already legally married to someone else?
Well, it depends on what state it is.
Or even further than that. Well, that's what you said, but even further than that, say it is common law in one state, but say you have this, you've been living with these 3 girls for the 7 years. Are they common law? Because legally you're not supposed to marry more than one person, right? Is that the law?
Right. But for example, like where I'm from, if you have it like that, let's say you got 3 or 4 wives, whatever. You legally married to one, or you just common law to one, but you have children by all of them. And so let's say you have life insurance, right? Whatever. All your kids on there, all your wives on there. They can't be like anybody. You can leave it like, So if you pass, then it's like your kids, it's like your spouse. Your spouse says, well, they get 50%, and all your kids have to share the other 50%. So no matter if you're married legally or not, if something happens to you and you have stuff you're leaving behind, they have to split that with your kids no matter like certain things. So you're still protected whether you're married legally or not. Because in Texas, when you live with somebody for 6 months, you common law married. So in Texas, for example, you have common law marriage. Okay, you have common law period. If you live with somebody for 6 months, then you have a common law marriage certificate. Then you have a legal, like a regular marriage certificate, but there's only one divorce. So you can be.
I guess my question.
Go ahead.
Hey guys, what do you know? What in the world are you talking about?
No, how it works. It works in different states with the common law. It just depends. You can be protected if you're the second or third wife. Just depends on where you live.
Okay.
But it's second and third wife. I thought only, I don't know, married to one nurse, right? So would the second and third wife be recognized because that's not even you're not even legally able to marry more than one person, common law or whatever it may be. But I mean, maybe we're not going to answer that question because we're not, I don't know, legally. But I was just wondering what it looks like to get that person out of here. Like when you get if one person isn't working out, all relationships, may come to a rocky road, and you want to get rid of one, then you have to take all the stuff out of the house. And what does that look like? That got to be crazy. Mm-hmm. And how do you come to that conclusion? Because say you want her to go, but one person doesn't want her to go.
Yeah, that's
wife wants her other wife to go,
but you
don't want her to
more
go.
The issue. Yeah.
Yep. That's the big. I think that would be the biggest issue. But also, I think it would be wild because if she's getting, I know even in Jersey, like if you're getting mail at a residence, you can't just kick them out with no notice.
Absolutely.
So you got to sit tight with them for 30, 40 days, whatever the case may be, till they find somewhere to go.
Wow.
So it's
I never understood that stuff because I would think if they don't want you there, you want to get out as fast as possible. But I know just from what I've seen and heard that people don't do that. They don't do that. They gonna stick around as long as they can.
Absolutely. If you don't have anywhere to go, where are you running to? So you're like, I'm not leaving, and you can't force me to leave. So and really, it's 3 days in New Jersey and close. So if you let my stay house 3 days, they can stay there. You would have to go to court and get them evicted. Like literally have squatters' rights after they spend like 3 days. You could like help a friend 3 days on your couch. Don't let them stay 3 days. Anybody let them stay a day, 2 days,
they can't
get
stay
them out of
3
there.
days.
So they can't. They can't legally.
Like you can stay one night, then you gotta go. You can come back for a night.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but now you're in a situation where you're in a home with people who don't like you. You guys don't like each other. Now the house is really in an uproar because it's like just a whole bunch of negative energy. People walking around not talking, stealing your food or whatever the case may be. So that's
absolutely.
I mean, I think
like
it sounds good in the beginning, but you really start getting into it.
Yeah, but like Ruth mentioned, the poor kids got to suffer. Like if you have kids in that situation, they got to suffer, especially if you're at the point where you're trying to vote one person off the ship. And if you have kids with them, how do you say, oh, you and mommy got to go now, and it's just going to be the other sister wives here at the crib with your brothers and sisters. And then if you get visitation rights, like if for the person that leaves, and then now the kid comes back to y'all still being a family, but they the ones that had to go with somebody else. How do you even have that conversation?
Wow. It gets very complicated.
Definitely.
Very complicated. And I don't like it just seems like a whole way more problems than it just seems it's one thing like the first couple of months, that honeymoon period, it might sound good and feel good, but then when the problems start, how do you deal with that? And it just seems like it just becomes very toxic. Just think about a regular relationship and stuff with just you and another person. Now you got 3 people walking around the house not talking to each other, slamming doors and doing stuff.
And it seems to me that any one of the three could be voted off, since we're using that term. Like, what if the two women decide, hey, we don't need him, we get us a new husband.
Oh,
we get rid of him.
I didn't see that one coming. I did not see that one coming.
Yes, like, hey, we can do better than this.
Doc, you saying it may be time for somebody
hilarious.
Take the spot.
We can do better than this.
We can do better than this.
Come on, girl, let's get us a new man.
We can upgrade.
Come on, girl, let's get us a new man.
Upgrade.
Hilarious. I knew that had to happen.
I would think that anything is yes, I'm sure that's happened. I think any combination could happen.
That's
when you open
bananas.
yourself up, your relationship up like that.
Hey, Roger, we need to talk to you. Hey, it's not for us. You gotta go.
It's not you, it's us.
Right. Yes.
That's a good one. That's funny.
Yeah. I'll be like, it's not me who's leaving here, it's us. You guys can go.
We can do bad by ourselves.
Right. Yes. So I mean, you just open yourself up to a lot of possibilities.
See, now this is where it definitely would be a problem with, I think, with two men, because now you have a real fight. You trying to kick me out? No, you trying to kick me out. Now you're gonna have a real drag out fight. You feel me? Not saying that women won't, but I know men.
Right. I was gonna say women will do the same thing.
I believe women too, but I know men going straight. I ain't leaving nowhere. What you gonna do? Now you challenging manhood. Now we gotta be busy. Fight for the queen in the house now. It just doesn't make sense. No unicorns. Don't even bring up unicorns anymore. It just doesn't. Like, and if someone's doing it, hey, congratulations. Keep it up. I don't know how you're doing it. Please leave me a comment or something. Let me know how you're doing this. Because I know I just couldn't handle it all. Like, the thing about at night hearing him bring her out in the next room. No, thank you. I'm all the way good with that. All the way.
Why is that the focus? Why would that be your focus?
Because that's his focus.
It was my focus because it's quiet at night. And that's what I'm hearing. And I'm like, I don't want to hear this. I'm gonna look at you.
And I'm like, babe, you gotta concentrate on the benefits.
right, that sounds real.
Focus on the benefits.
Real encouraging.
No, thank you. I'm gonna look at you both differently in the morning. No, thank you. I don't see that. That's just not happening. It's just not happening. Not at all. I mean, listen, any closing comments on this? Any takeaways? Unicorns don't exist, so we can't talk about it in that day. But yeah, what are we leaving? What are we leaving the people this week?
I know this is we joked a lot about it, but people are doing it, and but it's not for everyone. I mean, as you see, there are so many ways that it can turn out bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Absolutely. What you got, Cam?
I would say if this is something you're thinking about doing or want to do, it's good to start to have the conversations years before. Start saving money, getting your credit together, start thinking about how this could work. And I would say make sure, it's good to go to therapy as well. If this is what you're thinking about doing, because it's a life changer. It changes everything. Even introducing this to telling your family, your friends, and everybody's not accepting of this lifestyle. So it's definitely a game changer. So there's something to really think about.
Right. What you got, Al?
No. just don't. Just don't. It doesn't sound like a good time. Not for me. It's just don't do it. Save yourself the aggravation. You know what I'm saying? Just let it go. Let it go.
No. Hey, best comment ever. That sums it up for L. I agree. I think that is something that you really have to be ready for. I think you need to really explore all the options before you do it, because you don't want to just rush and buy something and then realize you have remorse. About remorse now that you have this seemed like a great thing 2 months ago. Now it's not so great. You know what I mean? You don't want to have two women not give you sex. That's terrible, okay? So, but thanks for everybody for, coming out. Thanks for the people who commented. Ruth, Facebook user, I don't know who you are. But we had a great job. Thanks for LaJoya, Doc and L for showing up. And again, we'll be back here next Friday. So everybody have a good night.